good morning. Today is Sunday, January 28th, and we have a couple birthdays. Today is Chelsea Carpenter. Her dad is WV Running Don. So Chelsea, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chelsea. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Maddie's birthday. So Maddie, I'm not sure how old you are. I have it in my calendar you're 10, but I'm thinking you got to be about 13 now. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below how old you are, Maddie, because I know you're not 10 anymore. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maddie. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you both have a great, great birthday. But it's also Stacy Miller's birthday and her brother, Stephen Bushie, yeah, B-U-S-H-I-E. I think I sang to Stacy first last year, so Stephen, you get your song first. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And then your twin, Stacy Miller. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stacy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all four of you have a great, great birthday today. My Lions play tonight. Hopefully they'll do well and win. And then we'll be on to the Super Bowl. That'll be so much fun. I've never seen, I think they didn't have Super Bowls back in the 50s, but in the 50s I think they had won their divisional titles and stuff. The last time they were in the playoffs of any kind was in the 90s. I think it was 91 or something like that, or 92. I know, what a great Lions fan. I don't know exactly, but I know it's been 30 years. So, over 30 years. So, the city is alive. We're all rooting for them. And then I have my Zoom call at 4, and then Danny's coming over this afternoon. I'm going to give Oliver his last Christmas present that finally came. He has a talent show, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, where he's going to be a comedian once again. So I'm kind of wondering if he's going to incorporate his puppet into his act. He wanted Jim, his papa, he wanted him to be part of his act, but Jim said no, because Oliver wanted Jim at some point during the routine to yell, "Hey, when are you going to start telling some real jokes?" So then Oliver could respond, "Hey, old man, I don't go to your job and harass you when you're flipping burgers, so don't harass me when I'm up on stage." Jim said he don't want to do that because everybody will look at him like he's an asshole, taunting a little child. So he don't want to do that. So I don't know, we'll have to figure something else. We're also playing with the idea of having somebody's phone ring, but he did that in his last act. And that was just somebody's phone really did ring. And he did kind of, without skipping a beat, say, please silence all cell phone devices. But he is funny, and he does love his puppets. So he's a man of my own heart, because you know how much I love puppets. I love puppets. There's nothing better in the world than a puppet. Thank you for the people that emailed me and let me know that the Mother Superior did not say 7 years ago. She said several years ago. So I could see how you could pick that up. If you listen really quickly, it's 7 years ago, several years ago. Kind of sounds close, similar, but not the same. So several years ago makes much more sense. So there was no miraculous birth. Disappointed. Anyway, what did I do last night? Last night I watched, I don't know how I missed it. It was in December because I was a big Beatles fan. I could have went to see the Beatles. My best friend, Sue, her dad was one of the police officers that was their protection unit. So Sue got to meet them. I got a rose from their room, but you know what? Who knows? At the time, I really believed it was a rose from their room, and I pressed it in a book, my diary, and the whole bit. But I think it was just a flower that they picked up along the way and lied to me, deceived me. But she got to meet them. I didn't. They came the day before my 14th birthday, I think it was. I'm trying to think. They came in 64. Yeah, I would have been 14. September 6th they came, and they played at the Olympia Stadium. I didn't get to go. My mother did, though, when they were in the Ed Sullivan Show, film it with her 8mm camera, which is not the same, but we have it somewhere in one of our archives of videos. I did start at one time to convert them to DVDs, but it was so expensive. Oh my gosh, it was so expensive. And then I found a YouTube video that showed how you buy your own projector and you can do it yourself. And I still have the what do you call it? The YouTube video. I just have to buy the projector and then just sit my butt down and start doing it, because I'd like to do that for next Christmas, because that would be nice to be playing films. The grandkids wouldn't understand it because it's just us, but you know, like my brothers and sisters, they would enjoy it. So even my kids, because some of them, my kids are in some of them. What we're trying to find is, we used to have, well, we always did birthday dinners and that. And my mother's house, she had this really long hallway. And the kids would stand at the end of the hallway and they would say, you know, my name is Danny, I'm 8 years old today. Cut. And then we'd have it. But we can't find those 8-track. Was it an 8-track? Yeah, it was an 8-track. So you'd have to play it in a VCR. But I can't find them. I just have to look a little harder, I guess. It's just kind of like, some things just kind of, I don't know, they just disappear. I know I have all my love letters that Jim sent me. Can't find them anywhere. Somehow they must have got lost in a move, so somebody's reading them somewhere. Thinking, scandalous. I know my mother got a hold of one of my more scandalous letters. I don't know how she found it. And it was pretty X-rated, if I may say so. It was really I shouldn't say it was. Maybe it was definitely a very X-rated love letter. And my mother found it. And then she brought out one of her love letters. Of course, she had the advantage of picking out one of her better ones. I could have come up with a better one if she was going to find one of my better love letters. But she said, this is how you write a love letter. And it was just put my father in a whole new perspective, because it really was a love letter. You know, back in the 40s, they knew how to write love letters. They really did, because it was really, had a lot of innuendos in it, but they didn't come right out like Jim and I came right out and said it. So, and I told this story before. One time when he was on leave, told this story a long time ago. One time when he was on leave, we went to a local motel. Jim and I was a virgin when I got married, but you know, there's a lot of things you can do than keep that status. And I kept that status till my wedding day. I really did. But even more so than my wedding day. I know, TMI, but I had to go to the hospital and have my hymen surgically removed because it wouldn't break. So we know I was a virgin. We didn't have to have any proof on that. I didn't have to spill some wine on the bed sheet or something like that. But anyway, I know, TMI. But so anyway, we had gone to this seedy motel. It was cheap. And I just did what we were going to do. And we were just going to lay there and take a little nap before we went home. And Jim was sound asleep. And I felt somebody sit on the end of the bed. And I just kind of, because I was like half in, half out of sleep. And I woke up and I looked, and there was somebody sitting on the end of the bed. And it scared the crap out of me. And I'm going, Jim. And then the guy scared the crap out of him too. He was kind of like drunk. Not completely drunk, but drunk enough. And back then you just had keys that you used in your room. And for some reason we must not have locked our door. I don't know. It wasn't one of those like you do now with the little things. It was like you had an actual key. And I started kicking him. And I'm going, get the hell out of here. What are you doing? I was so panicked. And the guy was just as panicked too, because he was in the wrong room. And then he stumbled out real quick. Thankfully, when he was dressed. So he got out. So Jim and I got dressed. And then we go out to start the car to leave. And the car wouldn't start. It would not start. We could not get it started. And there's nobody around to ask for a jump. And I thought, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Well, the way the motel was situated was it shared the same driveway with the gas station next door. So we put the car in neutral and we pushed the car to the gas station. And then we called his brother, and his brother came. Well, his brother knew what we were doing. But, anyway, his brother came and gave us a jump and we got the car started. But anyway, I know, TMI, but I like to share my stories. And that was one of my more memorable ones from when we were dating. But I don't even know how I got on that subject. Oh, the love letters. So my mother found the love letters, but I can't find the love letters. And then Jim's mother had saved for Jim his favorite little stuffed animal the whole time he was growing up. And no, we lost that too. She kept it for she didn't give it to us till we moved into the house, which would have been in 76. So Jim would have been 27. So she gave him to him when he was 27 years old. So she held on to that for 27 years, and we lost it within a year. We have no clue where that went. It's just completely gone. It's just completely gone. But my kids have their, like Christy had Bobby Joe, so she has Bobby Joe. Danny had Dugan, and I did give it to him, so if he still has them, I don't know. And Jimmy had Tibby, but Tibby got decapitated because he forgot him in the car, and Jim had gone to work and was rear-ended, and the force of the accident decapitated poor Tibby. And then, you can't get another... Tibby looked like the Downy Bear. If you ever see the Downy commercials, Tibby looked just like... And I have no idea where he came up with the name Tibby, but that was his name. Dugan, I have no idea where he came up with Dugan. And Bobby Joe was just the name of the doll, so Christy wasn't that original, I guess. She did have Cabbage Patch dolls, too, that came with names, but Bobby Joe was her favorite. And they still have, like I said, I don't know if... I know Christy still has Bobby Joe, but... I don't have any. The only doll I had a Tiny Tears doll. I was not a girl. I was not a girly girl. I mean, I was a girl, but I wasn't a girly girl. I just, I was just, my neighborhood was mostly boys. There was only 2 girls in my neighborhood. Well, there's 3. There was Jasmine and Michaeline were the only 2 girls in my neighborhood. Other than my best friend Sue, who lived on the next block, but she lived farther away and I wasn't allowed to cross the street. So we saw each other when we went to school, and then I was able to be more friends with her. But she was a girly girl, but she was also a tomboy. She was able to incorporate both. So obviously she dated more in school because she could be both. I was just one of the guys, which I was fine with. And then it's not that I didn't have any dates or anything. It's just Jim was really my only truly steady boyfriend. Other than Bobby. I remember Bobby when I was 12. I went out with him a couple times. As far as 12-year-olds go out, you meet at the dime store and you sit at the counter and you have a Coke and think you're on a big date. But, those were the days. They were so much better. I was so much thinner. I just really was. And it was different back then because you didn't have, if you wanted strawberries, you waited till strawberries were in season. Yeah, it was just, that was the way it was. It's just... My mother never did canning, so we didn't have stuff like that afterwards. I don't know that she just didn't have the money to buy extra stuff to can it. Is probably the case, but we didn't have all the preservatives in the food. If your milk, you have your milk, it would only last for 4 or 5 days, not 15 days like it does now. And your bread, you had to eat it pretty quick or it would go moldy. Not like now. It's just, I think that's why there's so much obesity now. Is I think the additives are. Like Joan says, the seed oils and stuff like that, all the stuff that they put in it to keep it fresher longer, which I think it's more of a convenience type of thing, but I got to get this. I'll be right back. That was Christy. We're still trying to figure out Hulu, and so she's trying to give me some suggestions. Every day Jim has another question. I haven't really played with it that much. I don't watch that much regular TV. I watch more of my apps than I do actual TV. And I've already figured out how to tape something and then go into it to find it once it's taped, because then you can skip through the commercials, which is basically the way I watch TV. But anyway, I just think that, if you got to start over, you start over. And that's what I'm done it many times. I'm 73 and I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've started over. If I had a pound for every time I started over, I'd be anorexic. I really would. But it's a learning experience. You learn, you live and you learn. I was talking to somebody that I met a friend at the pool. I told you that. And we were talking about things like this, and she said, if you're an alcoholic, you just stop drinking. And if you ever have a problem with gambling, you just stop gambling. But if you have a problem with food, that's a hard one to beat, because you need food to live. So it's a struggle. It really is. But it's so worth starting over if you need to. If you have to start over every single day, try. I mean, it's better than giving up. If you don't at least try and start over, then you're just going to be doomed to get bigger and bigger and bigger. At least if you're starting over, you might have 1 or 2 good meals in the day, which is better than having 3 bad meals. So don't ever give up. Just keep trying. So, all right, I think I'm going to wait to see if Danny gets here. I'll show you Danny and the boys. And if not, hope to see you here again tomorrow. And I'll talk to you soon. And there's Oliver's last Christmas present. Have you named him yet?
Brent.
What is?
Brent.
Brunt?
Brent.
Oh, Brent. Well, that's his puppet. He's a man after my own heart. Puppets. We love puppets, don't we, Oliver?
He's getting an orange.
That's not an orange.
That's right.
Where you got a new...
Some of these.
That's a grapefruit.
I might even get one that was
That's a grapefruit, buddy.
I'll put it back, Oliver.
All right, kids.
You got a new child, eh, Danny?
It's empty.
Yep. Should be fun.